Fine. You know what? Fine. I'll just get back in the goddamn rowboat. Jesus Christ.
I hurt myself today. In ranked mode the pain is real. I focus and I strain to try and seal the deal. The AP tears some hole. The penetration sting. Try to kill them and evade, but the enemy are angling. What has this become? My greatest grind. Everyone I know hates this mode in the end, and you could have it all. My energy converts. I might sink and drown. This game brings me hurt. Yes, it's that time again, and it's time for Hatters to play some battles in the new ranked season, Season 7. And hopefully I won't be potatoing around too much, as it does actually matter to my teammates how well I do. You can see so far in this battle already, I've scored a double citadel on the Leander there, who I caught out broadside as he was cutting across. So I've done a significant amount of damage to him already, and one of the enemy destroyers has already been sunk. So this game is a goer. This is a good start to a game. And when you see games start like this, it's not necessarily over for the enemy team, or indeed if you lose your destroyer first, it's not over for your team. However, it does not bode well. We've already captured the A cap, the enemy have got the C cap, and we're in the middle of capturing the B cap, which gives us a huge advantage and is going to put a lot of pressure on the enemy team. Now you can see I really have chosen the Warspite as my sort of main ship to play in. I converted one of my captains to it and sort of gave him 19 points and had a play around with my setup, which is actually the one I suggested previous. So yeah, I think I've got a pretty good setup here. We have also just lost the cruiser, so it's nobody's game just yet. But we do have both the caps, and as I say, we're putting a lot of pressure on the enemy team. Destroyers are very useful for throwing torpedoes at things, doing quite a lot of damage quickly, spotting and capping. So by them losing a destroyer this early on, as I say, we're at a disadvantage. Sorry, we're at an advantage. Jesus. Now you can see I've had to turn around here because I'm getting too big for my boots and sailing into the B cap. And I got very lucky when I turned around there that not so many people were targeting me, because I could have come a cropper big time. I managed to heal a lot of health, but if they'd caught me broadside with a couple more volleys, then I would have been in big trouble. So I get away with it. Not through skill, just through luck. Now one of the enemy battleships is doing exactly what I've just done, but he isn't turning around and he's not really able to. So you can see the amount of damage we're slamming onto him already. And he is not in a good place. He's caught out in the open, he's got everything firing at him. And, well, I've told everyone to focus him down. So people seem to be firing at him en masse as well, which is excellent. You can see the teamwork here. Everyone's just pounding the hell out of the guy. He's on fire, so he's definitely going to sink, which is why I've switched targets. Now I could have fired at him and helped finish him off a little bit faster. However, I thought the rest of the team would have it, and I'll fire at the Leander and try and get some decent hits on him. Now you can see my RNG on this strike is pretty bad, because those hits were all in excellent places right above the gun turret, but I didn't manage to kill him somehow. I just got overpens. But I did probably scare the bejesus out of him and screw him up some more. Now their battleship finally goes down, which means that we are now 2 kills up to 1. And again, we still have the B cap. We're in a very, very strong position indeed. We are, what's that, 180 points ahead, just over. So we've got the points lead big time. Even if we lose a ship or two, it's not the end of the world. And you can see we're just plugging away at the ships remaining as they come across in front of us. A lot of overpens I've noticed on the Warspite. I would still definitely recommend it as a solid contender for this game mode with the 15-inch shells that are very, very accurate. But I do seem to overpenetrate a lot of the ships, so maybe going down to 14-inch guns would be more effective, I would say, because you don't want to overpenetrate, you don't do as much damage. So the Fuso, I've heard so far, is a good pick. The Bayern seems to do well, although that also has 15-inch guns. The Arizona, if you have one, is doing excellently. I mean, the accuracy on those guns is even better than these. And there we go, I finally finish off the Leander there. So there's plenty of picks. Every ship, I think, is pretty much viable, or certainly most of them. All of the battleships have their pros and cons. A lot of the cruisers are very good as well. I've heard a lot of my TTT teammates, they are playing Bajoni, which they seem to enjoy. It's got good range and the guns hit pretty hard. A couple of people still playing Clevelands. We have one having a go at Nuremberg since they've changed the HE and it now penetrates up to, well, the armor divided by 4 instead of divided by 5, so it's actually more effective. So yeah, there's plenty of choices in this this time around. If you have the Shinonome, I think that is the ship most people are suggesting for destroyers, although all the Japanese ones are pretty good, certainly as torpedo boats. There's a lot of Farraguts around as well, so yeah, there's a lovely mix this time. It's not so certain which ships you need to take out, which is a nice mixes it up. Now I destroy the Graf Spee there, so I've now got 2 kills, so I've managed to ninja 2 kills. I wouldn't necessarily say I stole them, I've done certainly enough damage. I managed to get a cheeky Citadel in there as well. Now, you can see that the enemy team are falling into sort of desperation. We have actually lost another battleship, but they've now lost 4 ships, and if they don't do something now, then they've lost. So they're all charging in to get their damage done and to try and probably come top of the other team to try not to lose a star. Now this is the only thing in ranked, certainly this season, that I think is quite bad. The problem with having a reward for the person who comes top of the losing team is that everyone is more interested in coming top of the losing team than they are winning the game, it would seem. I mean, a lot of people are quite happy to give up once things go a little bit badly, and that's not the attitude to have. You need to just fight on and fight on and fight on and try and win, because if you win, you get a lot more benefit, of course. And I just think it's a shame that I think keeping the star on the losing team drives you to compete against your teammates instead of work with them. Having said that, I personally have not lost any stars so far this ranked season as of today because of coming top, which helps. I think they need to make it less grindy somehow, maybe have less stars per each rank. I think the gameplay is excellent. I think the gameplay's fine. I think tier 6 is actually okay. It's a bit slower, but it's fine. But I think they need to make it so that people are more encouraged to work together instead of work against one another on the losing side. Because by this point in the game, certainly in this game, you can see who's going to win and who's going to lose. I mean, they do have a near full health battleship. In fact, it is a full health battleship. But we've got 2 battleships and a destroyer. One of us is going to finish him off, even if 1 or 2 of us sink. In fact, yeah, even if 2 of us sink, there's still another 1 to try and carry it on, so it's a very hard deal for him to try and kill all 3 of us. And whilst it is possible, it's quite unlikely. The battleship that I'm with on my team, so the Bayern on my team, also has a hell of a lot of health left. The destroyer can remain undetected for as long as he wants and just pootle around taking caps. So regardless of what happens, if everyone plays the game, this guy's going to lose, and along with his team, which is a shame for him. And so it's now a scramble for them to get points. And as I say, this is the problem with ranked at the moment. So I announce that I'm going to go for the ram. I get a bit overconfident here, and I start charging straight at the Bayern, and I'm blasting away. His secondaries though are excellent, so he's effectively got sort of a bit of firepower coming at me all the time, trying to set me on fire. And then he's got his primary armament, and because of the 15-inch guns, he did that. He penetrated me through the bow and just wrecked me, even though I was angled. But I got plenty of damage done, so I'm happy with my performance in this battle. So you can see I've panned across there, and you can see our full health Bayern cracking away there. He's actually done a pretty good job. I think he just stayed a little bit behind the team. But he did delete someone earlier, so hats off to him. He's not just, sort of useless. But he saved his health to the end, and this is a viable tactic. He can now come out and just bully everyone because he's got so much health. So he's going to finish off the guy, and when he does, that will be the end of the game. I got a bit ahead of myself. Kill him, please. Do it. Kill him now. Yes, good. Seriously? How many hits are you going to score on this guy? Die. Plus, do we need a main armament shot here? Yep, there it is, finally. And there we finally have it. I'm going to show the after screens, but to be honest, what you actually achieve in the battle doesn't really matter. As long as you pull your weight and you win, who cares? But there we go, I did 137,000 damage, I killed 3 of the enemy players, I got a couple of epic medals there, I got a high caliber and a Confederate. Moving on to the next screen, I managed to come top by some miracle, even though I got killed. Nice one. There's the damage I did to everyone, and 1.4 million potential damage, so I took a hell of a lot of rounds at me, considering, to help the team out. And the final screen, those are the sort of Premier Hall bits as per usual. I haven't got so many flags on this one because ultimately I want to win instead of gain credits and things. So yeah. That's me in ranked so far. I'm actually enjoying the season thus far. I mean, I've just hit rank 10, and we'll see how it goes from now on. So I hope you enjoyed. Please comment on what you thought, and I will see you all soon. And yes, that really was me singing badly.